Well, we're talking Good Friday today, but we want to say Happy Purim to our Jewish viewers as well. We have a performer from Aspaklaria Jewish Repertory Theatre, Joseph Fackheim. Hello.
Hi.
Was I close?
You were spot on. Very good.
Excellent. I know people struggle with Aspaklaria as the name, so there must be some meaning in that name. Tell me about that.
There is. Well, it's from ancient Aramaic. It means mirror, and that's what we do. What we intend to do with the theater is to hold up, as it were, in Hamlet's quote from Hamlet, to hold a mirror up to the shape and time of the world, basically.
Wow. Such an interesting journey you've been on your entire life. You were born in Toronto, but you didn't grow up here. You moved when you were 3 to Israel.
That's right.
Tell me about that.
Okay, well, I remember it vaguely, because I was 3. But my father had been speaking about how people should move to Israel for many years. My father, Rabbi Fackheim, was prominent here in the community. And after many years of espousing this, he decided that, well, put my money where my mouth is. So we all moved to Israel when I was 3 years old.
So you grew up thinking this is where, you probably just assumed this was where I was born because it was what you knew, right?
I was very aware that I was born in Canada. We spoke English at home, and I spoke Hebrew everywhere else. But it was an amazing thing for me to be aware of this duality. That at home there's a certain culture and outside there's a different culture, and I've always felt a connection back to Toronto and back to North York, where was my stomping ground as a toddler.
So you came back, you've returned to Toronto.
Yes.
And many would have assumed that you'd take up after your father and follow in his footsteps, but that's not what you chose.
No, that's a very good question. At a very young age, I was sure that I was going to be a film director. I knew this, and I knew which school I wanted to go to, and I knew everything. And then I happened onto an audition for a young theater group by accident. I went with a friend to help her out, and then she said, well, you're here, you might as well audition, right? And then I auditioned, and uncomfortable story, I got in and she didn't. Then I caught the theater bug. I've been at it ever since. And my father was actually very supportive. When he came to my first performances, he was very, very supportive.
That's so great. And so now you're here and you want to establish a Jewish repertory theater here in Toronto and let it thrive. So is this your inaugural performance, the show The Odds? Yes,
it is. Yes, it is. It's our inaugural gala performance on April 3rd at the Toronto Centre for the Arts. And we're very happy to have everybody, all comers, to come and enjoy the show. And yeah, it's our play The Odds is about 3 men who come to attend a workshop, a couples therapy workshop, but only for the men. So we follow them on their 2-day journey as they unpack and deal with all of their difficulties and problems in their married life. It's a dramatic comedy, and it's had a 6-year run in Israel, very successful, and now we're bringing it over here.
But it's relatable to anybody, right?
Absolutely.
Because we all struggle with some of the same issues in marriage.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, definitely.
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
So you can relate?
I can totally relate. Married with twins. And
oh, my.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you going to keep the Jewish culture alive in your own kids? You're going to take them back to Israel at some point?
Absolutely. They remember it. They miss it. And but even though they're acclimating here very well, I can't say enough good things about the wonderful welcome that we've had here since we moved here 9 months ago. And yeah, we're going back to visit on Passover, actually.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, you've brought a little video clip for us to watch. Let's have a sneak peek from the Aspaklaria Jewish Repertory Theatre.
I'm Tim, and I'm here with
what's the name of our theater company? Aspaklaria. The theater with relief.
Oh. No.
Aspaklaria.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this myself. I see.
Because people struggle with that word. It looks daunting, but it's not really.
No. No.
You just have to sound it out.
Yeah.
All right, well, tell me more about the event on the 3rd. It's the performance, but there's much more to that actual night, right?
Yes, there is. We're having a small reception beforehand, and we're going to have special guest speakers as well. We're going to have special guest speakers from the consulate, and we have video messages from Israel as well, from very important people. We're keeping that as a surprise, though.
One of the things I know you wanted to do when you got here was remind people what the Jewish culture really is like and dispel some of the myths that we seem to see in the media. Tell me about that.
Well, Jewish and Israeli culture, actually, because, rather than dispelling myths, I think that what we're trying to do is to show a different side, basically. We're not going to go about arguing with any sort of certain portrayal of Israel in the media or Judaism in the media. Rather, we are offering the opportunity to really experience Israeli culture, because I firmly believe, and this is one of the reasons that I'm here doing this, that the best way to get to know a nation is through its culture. And I think that actually just watching and taking part in a theatrical event that is built around by Israelis, for Israelis, and to really get to know all the different cultural nuances and the way that we have fun over there is, I think, the best way to connect, to forge connections between our peoples.
What do you miss?
Oh, what do I miss? Well, I don't miss the driving. That's for sure. I really enjoy driving over here, but I miss...
See, there you go. Somebody who isn't from, or didn't grow up in Toronto, loves driving in Toronto.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody waits. It's so polite. And anyway, I miss the warmth. I miss that there's something very direct, very cut to the chase about the Israeli temperament. There's no beating around the bush. They'll tell you to your face whether they like it or they don't like it. And there's something about that is very refreshing and very, I really took for granted until I moved back here, and I realized that that people here, on the other hand, are more polite and
don't want to hurt your feelings, but it means it takes longer to get an answer or to get somebody's opinion, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Interesting point. Well, if you want to take part in the night, it's coming up on April 3rd. That's Sunday, and it's at the Toronto Centre for the Performing Arts. It's the North American debut of The Odds. So enjoy. Go to the website aspaklaria.org/eng.asp. Is that right?
Yes, perfect.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome back to Toronto.
Thanks.
We'll be right back with a full body workout in 20 minutes.